All right. I'll be showing you my remap, by his myth. So I got these clips, as you can see, and they're low frame rates because I usually use for my Jugg 15 frames. It's my if you want to copy my comp settings, and I mean yeah, let's go for the. I wanna like do like a sharp twixter, and for that I gotta like basically I gotta like every time I gotta kill out the dead frames. Dead frames are basically stuff that make the thing look choppy. So I'm gonna make it look more smooth by cutting out dead frames. So how you do that is every time there's a every time he moves, I cut the clip. So I think here, yeah, see every time he moves, I just keep cutting clip until see this time. And usually football edits or like football clips, they always move because it's real life. This is usually done with animated clips, but I usually do the same thing with football clips because sometimes, rarely, they do not move. But it's like rare. But still, you gotta do it just in case. So I'm gonna pre-compose that. Gonna enable time remap, and then I'm gonna add Twixtor Pro. Use contrast edge enhance. Motion weighted blended, inverse with smart blend, and use frame number. I started the clip, frame number at 0 keyframe, and then at the end, we're gonna have to like every like we're gonna have to go by like step by step, like every number by number, so we can see when's the last like frame. So for example, I'm gonna start 7, still not done yet. 8, still not done yet. 9, still not done yet. Not done yet. See, when it goes black, I just go back another frame and that's it. That's the last of it. So there we go. And for my graphs, I usually use, this or this or this. I usually use this one the most. So I'm gonna use this for first. And just gonna play right now. See, that's one there. And I'll do the same here. I'll see for any dead frames. Here, he technically isn't moving. I mean, he does move a bit, so I'll count it. Or maybe, no, I don't think he moves. Just, yeah. So when he doesn't move, I skip the frame, and then I go to the next one. Next one, he moves, I cut the frame. He moves again, I cut the frame. He moves again, I cut the frame. Keeps moving. And then here, he technically doesn't move, so you can cut the frame here too. So, yeah. He keeps moving, still moving. Still moving, still moving, still moving. Still moving, still moving. Okay. So once you've done that, you select all clips, and then you just drag it back to the smallest it can be. So see, there's space here. That's why. Right click, keyframe assistant, sequence layers. Press OK. See, this is how you remove dead frames or duplicate frames. Now we do the same thing we did on the first one. We have Twixtor Pro. Contrast edge enhance, motion weight blend, inverse, frame number, and then we start the clip 0, go to the end. Let's go with this one's probably more, so I'm going 14. Okay, it's not 14, it's not 13. All right, 12. So 12 was the last thing. You could go with this. I'll show you how this looks, just in case you want to see it like this. As you can see, I mean, if you want to, but I'm gonna use this for now. This one. It's taking a while to load. Okay. See? It's pretty smooth. I mean, it's not my best work, but it's pretty nice. We're doing the same basically for the third clip. I'm just using a different clip to like show you that it works on most of the clips. And this part, I think he moves for the whole thing, so I feel like I'm just doing it just in case he doesn't move. I don't think so. He moves for the most of the part. There we go. Yeah, he moves for the most part. Okay, it doesn't matter. At least we made sure. Remap, close, there you go. And we add Twixtor. Contrast, edge, inverted smart blend, motion weighted blend, frame number, keyframe at the start of the clip, 0. It's probably like a lot. Okay. 24. Okay, no. 23. No. 22. Alright, it's 22. Let's see. Let's see what's better. I mean, let's see how it looks like this. It's pretty nice too. But I'm just gonna go for this. Alright. I'm gonna show you how I make my shakes. And how I usually make my shakes is, first of all, I bring up scale and keyframe at the start and also keyframe at the end. I go back to the start of the keyframe, start of the clip. I just scale it in a bit, just like that. Something like that. Easy ease. Go graph, value graph. And then I'm just gonna just follow my graph. Something like this. Oh, no, not that. Something like this. Just gonna add like a scale impact, so the actual shake we're using could be a bit impactful. So how I use my shake is, first of all, I add an adjustment layer. So like this. S underscore shake. Go for frequency 3. I go X, push it a bit up, go a bit up. Z shake, just a bit. I like go with a lot of tilt. I like tilt shake, so I'm gonna use most of it. I don't usually start the first of the clip. I go like 1 frame forward, and then I keyframe. I go for 1.5, and at the end of the thing, I go for 0. And make sure to put motion tile, because it's probably gonna be black lines, and we don't want that. There you go. Something like that, yeah. Don't forget to also easier frames. See, something like that. And then for like, I usually use this part as like the main thing, and I also do a build up. So for example, I'm gonna do a build up. I go for go 0 and then keyframe, And then there we go. Just push it a bit forward like that. Something like that. But we also have to do the scaling. So you just put 100 at the end, and you go a bit forward. Easy ease. And let's go for this. See, something like that. Same thing here. Here you could, if you want to, you could do the other way around, where you zoom in instead of zoom out. Something like this. So like both totally optional. Zoom in or zoom out, whatever you think is better. So yes, there you go. Whatever you think is better. And we just basically copy the shake. If you think the shake is too short for your clip, you could make it longer. You could adjust the ending like this. Something like that. And the final thing I'll show is my one-framers. My one-framers are pretty simple, pretty direct. I usually just add one one-framer. So like this, one framer here, and then one framer after it, something like that. And then my effects I use is sorry, the footage just cut off for some reason. I did all the framers by myself. Alright, I'll go over them. So first frame, I usually do 2 frames, 1 frame on the start and 1 frame on the next. First frame I did was I added some radial blur on levels and I made it darker. So as you can see, there we go. Second frame, I usually do something opposite to the first. So as you can see here, it's dark. So here I'll go lighter. Maybe something like this. See? And then at the end of the clip, I'll go for like 2 frames at the end. See? At the end of the clip, 2 frames. So I like this combo a lot. I use first 1 framer. I use Mosaic 30 and 30. And warp fisheye -100. As you can see, it gives a nice sort of like a build up for the next clip. It's pretty nice. And then I just usually just like do this for the same thing on the other clips, but I use different effects. For here, for example, I use Gaussian blur. It's a blur effect, and for the second one I used displacement map, which also is a pretty good transition if you want to do like a long transition. Maybe I'll show that in like a next tutorial or something, but for now I'll just show you as a 1 framer, as you can see. And at the end I added Minimax, and one of more like main effects I use at the end is something called BCC swish band. This like elevates, it's one of my favorite effects. So this is how it looks. So you can see like it does it's like offset, but like better, because at first it starts like auto like this, and it also starts at 60. So once you put it in, you press pick done, and then you press blur 10. And that's how you do my BCC swish band. And then here I just did the same thing. I did the displacement map, but I also added a extra effect. You could combine your effects. So for example, you could use Gaussian blur with Minimax, stuff like that. So I decided to combine my displacement map with my Minimax, and I also did the same thing I did at the start, radial blur with levels, and make it dark. And then here uh, for example, I want to like do another BCC swish pan, but I want to do it from the top, not from like. So here you see, as you can see, it's like to the side. Yeah, I want it to the top, so I switch it like that, and maybe I could add this time something like let's add Gaussian blur, for example, something like that. And then maybe like minimax, and maybe something like that, for example. Yep, and this is basically how my Jugg works. I mean, it's not fully how it works, but you know, you get the basics. There's still some like transitions that I haven't like taught yet, but for now, this is good enough. Nice. All right. Thank you.